All right. And hello, and welcome to Torn Book Club. Um, I know that I had said before that the show was going to be on hiatus during January, but some cool things have happened that I thought we should probably do a special episode to talk about. Um, with me via Skype is Kirsten Cairns, also known as Green Dragon at the One Ring. Um, and with me also is our book club regular, Ava, who you probably know or don't know. That we seem to have a lot of new people in the chat this time, which is very cool. I love when we get new people. Um, so, now, like I said, we were gonna have we're gonna have a hiatus during January so that I could work on and develop some new stuff. But um, we have some cool stuff that I wanted to talk about, particularly. um, this is the last week for the Indiegogo campaign for the One Last Party, and the reason I have Kirsten with us is because she's the main driving force behind it. Uh, she
Yeah,
she's our fearless leader in this whole endeavor, and so we've entered the final week of the uh, of the campaign.
that's right.
Excuse me, I'm getting over a cold, so if I start hacking up a lung, please don't call 911. I'll be fine. um, so you can go to theonelastparty.com, which will take you to our Indiegogo campaign, where we are now 77% funded.
78%. It just clicked at
78. Oh, okay. I need
78%.
to refresh. Yes,
Yeah.
indeed, we are. We have crossed the $140,000 mark, and our goal is 180,000. So we're on our way. We are well on our way. Um, um, some people are saying I wish I could have donated more than I did, but yeah,
We are thrilled for any pledge at all. You know, we have I think like 80,000. Um, what were we looking at recently the other day? There was something one maybe our Twitter or something where there were 80,000 people, and we were like, if everyone put in 50 cents now,
yeah,
this 40,000 to go, we would be there.
yeah, yeah.
So nobody should feel like, oh, my pledge was only tiny. It doesn't help at all.
No,
Every little bit of
every little bit
pledging
helps. I
is
mean, I know that's exactly what you hear whenever NPR does one of their pledge drives, but it's absolutely true.
right. And even just people who say, hey, I just haven't got any money at the moment, but I'm going to share it on my Facebook. I'm going to tweet about it. I'm going to tell my friends about it. That word of mouth and helping us by spreading the word is also really invaluable.
Yeah, yeah. Because yeah, you may not be able to contribute anything, but you never know. One of your friends may be able to, and they may be willing to. Um, Ravander is saying not getting any income for the next 6 weeks, so can't donate more.
Trust me,
That's
I feel
that's
that
okay.
pain as a freelance person working in theatre. I know what that's like when you have
Hmm.
periods with no income. I think lots of us understand how that is.
Yeah, I have an income, but I still feel like I don't have an income because living costs in LA are ridiculous.
Yeah,
But
yeah, it's mad. No, and one of the things about the Indiegogo campaign was that we really wanted to try and make sure that there were ways for people to be involved at different levels. We
right,
knew that, of course, lots of people would want to come to Los Angeles and party, but we also knew there'd be lots of people who say, I just can't do that. There's no way I can't get the time off work, or I can't afford the airfare or whatever.
hmm,
And so we wanted to make it an event that people could be involved with, even if they couldn't be there.
yeah,
Um, we really want this feeling that it's a celebration for fans, the fellowship of the fans. It's the journey we've all been on together. And so we wanted people to be able to be part of, for example, the massive card that we're going to send to Peter Jackson and his team to say thank you, or to be able to have a special T-shirt to sort of commemorate the 17 years of these films that we've enjoyed together from the beginning of them being made to now, or to be able to tune in via a live stream or whatever. So as much as we can, we've tried to come up with perks and ideas and ways of people being part of the celebration, even if they can't actually come to Los Angeles to be there in person.
Yeah, and I think that's a perfect segue into the perk that we that just came up that is that Ava is responsible for. Um, we have two new $100 level perks, and they are these two portraits that Ava made of Thranduil. And they're absolutely gorgeous. I don't know,
They
Ava, do you
are.
want to talk about these a little bit?
Yeah, actually have them here if you want to see.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, so here's the
Oh, that's fantastic.
first one, and
So beautiful.
and that's the other one.
Oh, I love it.
So yeah, I was just like really inspired by the design they had, like for the armor of Thranduil and like all his beautiful clothes and everything. So I just wanted to make like put my own twist on it. So these were inspired by that.
I love it. I love the dark Thranduil because
Yeah.
he looks almost. I hate to say it, but he almost looks a little bit like an anime character, kind of, sort of.
Yeah, I think he looks a bit like the Goblin King from the Labyrinth, actually.
Yeah. That's a good analogy too. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
I love the Mirkwood in Winter one because I'm a big owl fan, and I just think
Yeah.
they're absolutely gorgeous, the owls that you've illustrated in that.
Oh, thank you. I just thought that I just imagine like what if like winter had come into Mirkwood. I'm not sure like in Tolkien if they have winter in the like that area of the land. I'm not sure. Do you know? But I just thought that maybe like in the thousands of years that they lived there, like maybe once they would have like snow.
I would think so. Actually, I was discussing this with somebody at the Tolkien Toast last week. Somehow we got on the subject of weather in Middle Earth. Apparently, somebody, some weatherman, some meteorologist had actually put together like sort of a comparison chart of various areas of Middle Earth compared to areas in the real world, and what their weather would be like. And like we were kind of like, okay, this person has a little bit of a bias because I think they said the Shire is pretty much England, but we knew that. But then they compared Mordor to Los Angeles. I'm like, oh, come on.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I think probably I feel like more leaves fall in Mirkwood than ever fall in Lothlorien. So I think they probably get the bare trees and in parts of the forest.
I would think so. There probably is like winter in Mirkwood at some point, and like I think you captured it very nicely. So
we should just say that these prints, Ava, right? These are the only prints that you're doing of these images, correct?
Yeah. So I won't reproduce them. So it's just I made 10 of each. So
it's very, very exclusive, and we've put up 9 of each on the campaign because we're keeping back 1 of each to have at the party itself. Either if we run a silent auction, it would be in the auction, or they'll be part of the amazing raffle that we'll have at the party. So we've kept 2 of them back for that. But those 9 prints that we have up of each image are really limited. So for Thranduil fans, this is a great thing to get your hands on.
Yeah, this is a really great one for Thranduil fans. And if you go to Ava's Instagram, which I should probably give people a link to either on the Facebook page or on Twitter, you can see a lot of her other amazing work that is also Lord of the Rings and Tolkien related. Like I was just browsing through it yesterday and came across this beautiful portrait you did of Tauriel.
Oh yeah, I did that a while back. Yeah.
I had never seen that one before. It was really cool.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
What do you use for your art mostly, Ava? What medium are you using? Is it colored pencils? Is it paint? What do you use?
I use Faber-Castell just pencils, and I draw everything with those, and then I just color them with Coral Painter, like the software.
Oh.
And I actually have this is an unfinished one. I sent this to like a preview to Josh yesterday, I think.
Yeah, and I sent it
so
out to
yeah,
like the party
this is how I
planners.
draw everything. This Thorin.
Oh,
So I draw them like this, and then I just scan them and color them on the computer. So
oh,
yeah.
that's cool.
Oh, I think a few fans would like that Thorin one. That's pretty amazing.
Yeah, the Thor
Yeah.
one looks great.
Yeah.
And
It-
and other perks that also went up today, I should mention also is I think at the $50 level, you can get one of 5 personally signed copies of Darkling by Kelly Rice Keeley from
That's
Happy
right.
Hobbit.
That's right. Our own. Oh, I think it's just sold out.
Oh, did
Uh-oh.
it?
Hold on, I'm just looking at the campaign page here, and I think they may have sold out, which is
Wow,
amazing.
that's got to be a
Brilliant.
record.
But yeah, so yeah, I mean, our own Kelly Keeley from Happy Hobbit is a great author, and has written this amazing sort of ghost story book. And she kindly said, "Oh, I've got some copies here. I could inscribe them and send them out to people." So we put those up there, and it looks like they have been snapped up already. Wow.
That's amazing, and
Mm.
yeah, it looks like 2 people have gotten the Dark Thranduil, and 1 person has claimed a Mirkwooded winner already. And they've been up for like, what, about 10, 15 minutes maybe an hour?
I think, yeah, something like that, yeah. So it's very exciting.
Yeah.
So thanks, guys, who've snapped up those books and prints so far, and
Yeah.
get them before they're gone. We've got other things that we're going to be putting up during the final week. We're just kind of getting as much things as we can, as many goodies as we can to put out there for everybody. And really, as fast as we're putting things up, things are selling out. We know that lots of people have asked about having more of the Smaug treasure, which is where you can get one of the goodie bags that will be given to party goers. Of course, we don't know at this point what will be in those goodie bags,
Right.
but they'll probably be pretty awesome. And as soon as we put those up, they just sell out. So we're just trying to calculate numbers, and if we can, we're going to be putting some more of those up this week. And we still have, at the moment, the coolest signed thing that we still have available is a poster that's been signed by, I think, 12 members of the cast, including Richard Armitage and Graham McTavish and Dino Gorman, and that one is up as a perk. It's an expensive perk, but it's because it also includes a VIP ticket to the party. So
okay.
it's the VIP ticket itself is a $2,500 perk, but for only $5,000, you can have the VIP ticket and this fabulous foam board mounted poster signed by all these different cast members. So that's a pretty awesome thing that some diehard fan might like to claim before it's gone.
That would be cool. I think somebody should try to claim that. I'm just putting that out there. That is a really cool thing. I wish I could afford it.
That's right. If I could pledge for these things myself, I'd be in there if I had the money.
Yeah.
And I don't know if folks have had a chance to see, but in the gallery part, the one thing that's tricky with the Indiegogo is we're not able to put new images up on the main page, what they call the story page of Indiegogo. We have our campaign video there, but we're not able to add new images to there easily. But in the gallery page, we put up photos of all the things. So that's where we've got the photos of Ava's fantastic Thranduil illustrations and the signed goodies and things like that. And there's images in there of the T-shirts. First of all, the Supporter of Special Magnificence T-shirt which one of our staff has designed for us, which I absolutely love. It says,
I think Nancy did that one, right?
yes, she did.
Yeah.
That's right. And it says on it, on the front, 17 years is far too short a time to party among such excellent and admirable fans.
I love that.
I think that's great. So,
Oh, and Kathy Garfimau is in the chat, and she's saying that Andy Serkis actually signed that $5,000 poster twice.
nice. Awesome. That's got to be worth $1,000 alone.
Yeah.
So so there's a couple of really cool shirts. One that people who attend the party will get, and then the exclusive one for supporters. So that's kind of take a look in the image gallery and see those shirts and claim one of those.
Yeah. Natalie Werner is saying, more things to pledge for? I'll be out of money by the end of the month. Oh, it's only going for a week, so it's just, you'll be out of money by the end of the week. If that's better or worse.
Yep, you only have till the 18th. We're now officially at the 7-day point. We've got 7 days to go to get this final $40,000. I think we can do it.
I think we can, because like we went up like probably about almost 20,000 over the last like 48 hours, didn't we?
We've been going up pretty rapidly. It's had a real sort of flurry of activity the last like 4 or 5 days. So it's pretty exciting. We've had quite a few days. I'm just looking at the chart actually here that shows me what we've raised per day.
Really quickly, Ravandier is actually asking a pretty good question about the T-shirts. How do you figure out the sizes for the T-shirts? Do contributors get an email asking for that later on?
Correct. What we've asked is people pledging for party tickets to shoot us an email with the name, like if they've pledged for more than one ticket, to let us know the 2 different names for the tickets or whatever. Everything else, in terms of sizes of T-shirts, that kind of information, we will be contacting people when the campaign is over to find out what they need and what they want. And 1 or 2 people have said, oh, I'm a little concerned that my shipping address maybe isn't right, or maybe the name on the tickets isn't clear. Nobody needs to worry. We'll be getting in touch with everyone who's pledged and making sure that we have the right information from everyone when the campaigns are ended.
Right. Okay, cool. So yeah, that's the one last party. Is there anything else we wanted to talk about with that, or have we covered most of it?
I think the interesting thing to talk about would be what will actually happen when this amazing party.
I wasn't sure how much we could talk about.
I know. It's all it's a
fine. Keep your secrets.
Exactly. It's a little bit in a state of flux, of course, because there is a limit to what we can plan. As everybody knows who's been saying, I don't know whether to book my flights. There's a limit to what we can plan until we actually reach this goal. But a lot of us staffers have already booked flights and hotels because we just said, well, we're going for it. We're going to reach this goal. We're determined that we're going to reach this goal. And even if we don't, which I'm sure we will, but even if we don't, there's going to be enough people who are converging on LA that weekend that we'll definitely have some kind of everybody get together in the pub. Yeah. There's no, if people come to LA and we don't reach our goal and we're not able to throw this huge party, there certainly will be things going on for people to get together and have a good time together. The venue for the party is definitely in Hollywood. And we're sort of 99.999999% sure on the venue, and I expect that we'll be announcing that tomorrow, where the actual venue will be. Okay. We did put up on the campaign page, Garth Mayo, our fabulous staffer, who's also somebody who works in the travel industry and knows all about these things. She put together a list of hotels as suggested ones that are within the right kind of area.
Oh, good. Well, she of all people would know.
Exactly right. It's expert knowledge. So, we know that it's going to be Hollywood, and the things that we have lined up that are definitely going to happen at this point. Obviously, we've already said to people that the tickets include, the tickets that people have pledged for so far include a buffet dinner, and which will be a fabulous kind of Hobbity Middle-earth themed buffet. And there are 2 drinks in the evening, and a fabulous goodie bag, which will have all kinds of cool stuff in it that will remain to see exactly what that will be. And we'll have a raffle in the evening with some really amazing giveaways. And then, of course, so the early part of the evening is everybody getting together, having this fabulous buffet. The bar is open. There's an auction that you can go and look at. We also Jens Hansen, the jewelers who made the One Rings that are used in the movies, have been in touch with us and said that they would like to send us one of their giant prop rings that we can then use as a photo opportunity for everybody who's there to pose with a giant One Ring from Jens Hansen.
Cool.
And I think we may even have a pretty cool item from them in our raffle as well. We haven't finalized the details yet, but it looks like we can have a pretty amazing, unique Jens Hansen piece in the raffle too. So, the first part of the evening is the getting food and enjoying each other's company and maybe doing a photo opportunity and things like that. And then we have our live show. And what we know for sure will be happening in the live show, we have our regular favorites, Emerald Rose. It wouldn't be a One Ring party without Emerald Rose.
No, absolutely not.
They'll be coming into play, so we can all, kick up our heels and do the Frodo chicken dance.
Nice.
And then the California Dreamers are coming over from New Zealand to play for us. This is William Kirsch's band.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, and they are a really cool kind of 60s, psychedelic 60s band. They do covers of, great songs from the 60s. They're a real high-energy act.
That's kind of perfect for a Tolkien party.
Well, exactly. They're very much about the spectacle. They wear amazing costumes, and they really put on a very fun show. I know some of the staff and some of the One Ring followers will have seen them play at a party in New Zealand in the year of An Unexpected Journey.
Okay.
So they will come, and that will be a real sort of high-energy, very fun show. Jed Brophy is... I'm 99% sure that he's going to be there to be the MC for the live show.
Oh, nice.
So, yeah, he definitely, he'd said, I'll be there. I'm just waiting to get complete confirmation of that because, of course, for actors, it's always tricky. Again, we were just saying earlier about people saying, I don't have any income at the moment. Or, when you get a job, you go and do the job.
Yeah,
so,
and that's always the toughest thing with booking talent, especially for a show, for a party like this, where we really don't have a lot of the money from the fundraiser is going to be going to the venue and to all the technical stuff. There isn't going to be a whole lot for paying for talent, so they sort of have
pretty much, yeah.
They sort of have to just want to show up on their own time.
That's exactly it. I mean, the budget covers hiring the venue, the food, the drink, security at the venue, and then there's a massive expense of bringing in lighting, sound, PA, all of that. And so, in fact, the money that from the Indiegogo campaign that we will receive minus Indiegogo's fees will really only cover that. And so we're hoping to bring in some big sponsors to help us do a little bit more in terms of maybe flying some people in for the party. But, we just don't have the money to match appearance fees. So, but anyway, as I say, California Dream is definitely going to be there. Emerald Rose is definitely going to be there. Jed Brophy is the MC. 99% sure he's going to be there. I do know that our own, of course, Happy Hobbit girls will be there, which will be great. And I know that the Hillywood girls are going to be there as well.
Okay. Cool.
So that's very fun. I chatted with them the other day, and I know they were on tour on Tuesday.
Yeah, they were a couple, I think, 2 weeks ago. Yeah.
Yeah. So I know they're excited to be there, and we're planning on showing their Lord of the Rings parody video as part of the show, and have them up on the stage to say hi.
That is a great parody video. I love that one.
Yeah, it's very cool. And so then the live stream will be hosted by, of course, our own Quick Beam, Cliff Broadway, who hosts Torn Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
So he's going to be kind of backstage, chatting with people off stage, chatting with fans, talking to any actors who do show up, etc. So he'll be kind of hosting the live stream for us.
Okay.
I know for sure that John Bell is going to be there, who plays Bane, son of Bard.
Oh, cool.
He's confirmed that he's in LA at the time. He's definitely going to be there. And then beyond that, like we were just saying, Richard Armitage has said to me several times, "Oh, I think I'm going to be in LA on that date, and if I am, I'll be there."
Mm-hmm.
But we wait to see whether, in fact, he will be there on that date.
Yeah. And that's how it always is with these parties, and that's how it's been like since the beginning. Is like we really don't know. Like, I mean, I remember the very first Fellowship party, the very first one for Fellowship of the Ring. We weren't expecting like anybody to show up. We like let a bunch of people know, but then Peter Jackson, Ian McKellen, Howard Shore, everybody just came to the party, and a lot of them stayed, and it sort of
Right.
it was unexpected, and then sort of created this. Almost an expectation that everybody from the movie would come to our party.
Right, and we've never thrown a party where they haven't come.
Right.
I mean, even last year at the smaller Oscar party, the One Dragon One party that was in the pub,
Mm-hmm.
Adam Brown, Dean O'Gorman, and Craig Parker showed up.
Yeah.
So, although we can't guarantee cast showing up apart from the ones that I've already talked about,
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure people will be there. A couple of people have been asking me about Billy Boyd because I posted a couple of videos where I was chatting with Billy and he was saying how much he wanted to be there, and then there was an announcement he was going to be at a convention that weekend.
Right. Yeah. Him and Graham McTavish, I think.
That's right. Well, I actually just had an email from Billy about an hour ago,
Okay.
where he said that that he really would love to be at the party. That when he committed to the convention, that he'd forgotten that it was the same weekend.
Oh.
But he said if the song is Oscar nominated,
Mm-hmm.
which we hope it will be, it deserves to be, then he will be in LA that weekend and he'll be at the party. Okay. So again, it's he's very, very keen to be there and play some music for us. And he said, I would be honored to be there.
That would be amazing.
Yeah, so let's keep our fingers crossed that The Last Goodbye is Oscar nominated because it deserves to be, and because that will mean that Billy Boyd will. Sad for the people going to the convention that he was going to go to, but we can steal him away and get him to our party.
Sorry, Cleveland.
Yeah, exactly.
But and Oscar nominations are coming out soon, like in the next couple of days, aren't they?
I think it's the 20-something that they get announced. So I think it's after our campaign ends. But Kathy would know if she's still in the chat room. She would know what the date is for Oscar nominations.
Yeah, because I know that's coming up, and the Golden Globes are tonight, so that's sort of like that's sort of like the big watermark.
That's right.
Kathy's saying it's January 15th, so yeah, in a few days.
Okay, so it is actually before our campaign ends.
Okay. That's
exciting.
Yeah, so we will know on the 15th whether or not we can wrestle Billy from Cleveland.
That's right. Let's keep our fingers crossed for that one. So we'll see. I'm sort of quietly confident. At any rate, even if only the people that we know are going to be there now came, it will be a fabulous show with two fantastic bands, a great MC. We haven't announced this officially yet, but we've just been chatting amongst the party planners about having a costume, a little feature about costuming and cosplay, because that's been such a huge part of the fan journey.
Absolutely.
And we know so many people who are extraordinary costumers.
Oh God, we've met so many over the years who do such amazing work.
That's right.
And it would be great to feature some of them or to have them talk about their craft. maybe a little
Yeah,
bit.
well, we'd love to do a little feature about that, and maybe if some are at the party, we'll get them up on the stage. We don't want people to feel obliged to come in costume if they were looking forward to wearing a glamorous
Oh
gown or
no,
something.
of course, yeah,
But we'd love to get some of the costumers up on stage. Maybe we can feature some images of amazing cosplay over the years. And we're also looking into getting a really cool prize to give for an amazing, for the best costume on the evening. So that will be part of our show, part of the evening as well. So there's loads of really cool stuff to look forward to that's going to happen. And then if we manage to throw some amazing celebrities into that mix, it'll be even better.
yeah. And Natalie in the chat was saying earlier, this is, or I'm paraphrasing because it's gone up a little bit, that she's not really so interested in the actors as she is meeting new fans and new friends from around the world, and that's absolutely that's one of the things I most look forward to at these parties is meeting new fans, new people who have been brought into the fold through the movies. Like the first Hobbit party, I met so many new people, and I thought I knew everybody in the community. But it's certainly grown.
That's exactly right. I mean, this is as much about celebrating the fandom as it is about celebrating the people actually involved with making the movies. Because what it really has been, I think, for all of us, it's been quite a life-changing journey. The
Yeah,
the places some of us have been to, the people we've met, the friends we've made. Lots of people have found careers based on their passion for the Lord of the Rings and the Hobbit, or the people they met through their passion.
yeah,
They've got married, they've had kids, they've got new jobs through this fandom. So that's really what the evening is about. It's about celebrating that.
yeah, yeah. Absolutely. Like, I mean, I'm just thinking about like my own experience. My first ever trip to L.A. was actually for MythCon, and they were featuring and I went specifically because they were focusing on Tolkien. And I met a bunch of new people there, and then a couple years later came out for good. So it's kind of
Right.
amazing, like how Tolkien can like influence so many different people
Ava, do
in so
you
many different ways.
do you have the opportunity to meet? You're in Finland, right?
Yeah.
Do you have opportunities to meet with fellow fans in Finland? Is there a Tolkien community there?
Well, not so much. I've just connected with people through the internet most, like so. There are few cons here, but they're very small, and I haven't attended them in a few years actually. So just through the internet, and I'm just thinking here that I have to get the Palantir perk so I can attend the party. It sounds like so much fun. So I'm just sitting here like listening to all the things that I'm gonna miss. So maybe through the Palantir, I can uh, have like some of the fun that you guys are having over there. So
Absolutely. Do the live stream, definitely.
Yeah, yeah. The live stream should be good. I mean, it's going to be hosted by Cliff, and he's always fun.
Yep, he's great, and a big part of Torn's journey. So we couldn't not have him be involved with that.
Yeah, yeah. So so yeah. Okay. So
That's the party. That's what
that's
we're
the
planning to
party.
do. Let's see what the total's gone up to now.
Yeah,
In the last 10 minutes that we've been talking,
let's see where we're at here.
it's very exciting. Oh,
We're
we've had 3 new pledges in the time that we've been talking.
cool, cool.
So that's very cool.
Yeah,
It's very exciting. Tolkien fans are amazing people.
yeah. I'm loving how everybody has sort of come together to pitch in however they can to help out with this party, because this really is like this is our last hurrah, pretty much. Like at least party wise, not for Torn, obviously. Like that's gonna keep going until basically the internet in its entirety gives up on us.
Yeah, the One Ring's still going to be around, of course, but yes, I think, you know, the way that we get together and the things that we're focusing on are going to change. Doesn't
Yeah.
mean that we won't all still be enjoying Tolkien together. I mean, Tolkien's
Yeah.
been around a lot longer than Peter Jackson's movies have
Yeah.
been around.
Yeah, exactly.
So things like Torn Book Club, we'll still have plenty to talk about.
Yeah, and
Um,
I was gonna transition from that into what we're gonna be doing on the book club in the coming months, and why the show has been on hiatus for January. As you can tell, I have a little bit of a cold, so I'm not quite in as good shape as I was hoping I would be. But some of the things that I've been working on for the show, you're not going to notice a whole lot of change right away. It's going to be sort of gradual. Um, we're not going to be doing the live show every week as much anymore. Maybe certain months when there's a specific subject that really requires a lot of discussion. But for the most part, it's going to be every 2 weeks. I'm going to go back to every 2 weeks just because doing this every week is exhausting. Um, I I don't know how Cliff and Justin do it every week, but that's Cliff and Justin. They have their own certain energy levels. um, but some of the things that I'm going to be doing, um, I'm going to be starting a new pre-recorded series that I'm sort of developing right now. Sort of based on how our Hall of Fire chat does chapter by chapter analyses of various books, and I think they're just starting on The Hobbit right now. So I'm going to be doing the Silmarillion. We're going to go chapter by chapter with dramatic readings of various parts of it, analysis of each chapter, which really works well with the Silmarillion since each chapter is kind of its own self-contained story. So that should be fun, and that's gonna go for a while because the Silmarillion is pretty dense. But from there, maybe go into the Hobbit or the Lord of the Rings or the Book of Lost Tales or other stuff. Um, and then the other thing was, I know I talked about this before on the show, but when I was back home in November, I found an old screenplay that I wrote of the Lord of the Rings back in the early '90s, and so I've been talking with Justin and a couple other people, and I've been trying to put together a group of people to sit down and do a live table read of this. Um,
nice.
it's an absolutely terrible screenplay. I'm not going to lie. It is god awful. Um, and and also the screenplay is it's only about 96 pages long. 98 pages long, and cuts off sort of in the middle of a scene. Um, and that's basically because I was writing this up until they announced the movies, and then once they announced the movies, I just stopped, and so it just sort of abruptly ends. But
You can just do a Monty Python thing and have the police come in and stop your film at that point.
that could be fun, yeah. Because so this is about 98 pages. It's probably roughly an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours long in running time. They don't even get out of the Shire in this.
And we thought Peter Jackson took a long time telling the story.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. So so we're gonna be doing that at some point, and then I've been developing a new podcast, which is a fictional scripted podcast. I don't want to talk too much about the details, but the basic concept is it's going to be like This American Life or Serial, but in Middle Earth. So I think that one could be a lot of fun. I've got some ideas of how I want to go with this, what directions I want to take it, and I think it could be really fun and really interesting. It could be a whole new Middle Earth experience that people haven't had before. So that's what's going to be going on with the book club in 2015. So like I said, most of this stuff you're not going to see right away, but it will be happening gradually. I'll be rolling this stuff out gradually. And of course, we're also going to still have the live shows. We're still going to have our books of the month. And I should say that I wasn't going to have a book of the month for January because we were on hiatus, but I figured since I got everybody here, why don't we read a little Rover Random for January?
Nice.
It's a short read, it's a fun read. I think most people can get through it pretty quickly, and then we can talk about it when the show comes back in the beginning of February.
I was when I was at home over Christmas. I was at home in the UK over Christmas, and I went over to Oxford, and I was visiting the Bodleian Library. And when I was in their gift shop at the Bodleian Library, I found a Tolkien's Father Christmas advent calendar.
No way!
It's so fabulous. And so the main picture was one of his beautiful illustrations of Father Christmas, and then behind each door there was a little illustration from his Father Christmas letters, and on the inside of the door was a little quotation from the letters, and it was just the coolest thing ever.
That's amazing! Oh my god! Oh, I want
that. So
that.
of course I bought it.
Oh, of course! I'm like, God, I'm Jewish and I want that.
Yeah, it was really beautiful and so touching because, sometimes it's easy to sort of think of Tolkien as being a bit, I mean, we love him, but, an academic and sitting in his study and smoking his pipe and writing, and we don't necessarily think of him as a family man. And when you read what he wrote for his children, it's so adorable, the sort of,
it
with
really
love
is.
from your old friend, Father Christmas, and you think...
Yeah. And actually, that works with Rover Random as well. Aravani was just saying, I've heard of Rover Random, but didn't realize it was Tolkien. This is a story that actually predates The Hobbit.
Yeah.
He wrote this in 1925 as an improvised story for his son Michael, I believe. They were out on vacation. Michael had this toy dog that he absolutely loved, and he lost it. And he was completely distraught over it. And so Tolkien created this story about a dog that gets turned into a toy by a wizard and then goes on a wild adventure to hunt down the wizard and get turned back into a real dog, all to keep his son from crying.
Yeah.
And
it's lovely.
It's a lovely story. It's a fun story. It's very whimsical. It's not what you would generally expect from Tolkien.
And some lovely illustrations as well.
Yeah.
I have a fun fact about the Father Christmas, like the letters from Father Christmas.
Oh, yeah.
Did you notice the names of the polar bears, which were Paksu and Valkotukka? Those are actually Finnish words. I don't know if you knew that.
I figured they were probably from that area, but I didn't know specifically.
And the big polar bear, his real name is Karhu, which is a Finnish word for bear. So I just thought that those are very funny. When I read it, I was like, what?
Oh,
and yeah, so it was really fun to see like Tolkien's interest in languages and that he wanted to use those words for his book. So
yeah,
that was very fun.
That's cool. Yeah, that's really cool. So one of the bears was actually just named Bear.
Yeah, it was Karhu Bear.
That's hilarious.
Mm.
Oh God, excuse me. You can't see it on screen, but there is a whole veritable pharmacy right off camera here that is keeping me from dying right now.
You're like Richard Armitage was when he was doing the Crucible in London, and he showed a picture of his dressing room that was like full of Fisherman's Friends and Vocalese and
Yeah. And
Well, it sounds like you've got some exciting stuff lined up for this year
yeah,
for Torn Book Club, Josh.
yeah, I think so. Whether or not I can pull it off is another question, but that's why I'm taking a month off to try to get all of this in line. Um, and so what is Rovandir is saying? The Danish word for bear is Bjorn or Bjorn.
There
So
you go.
there you go.
Well, that's, you see the same root in the British word Bruin, a more archaic word for a bear in English. So Bruin and Bayonne is all the same root.
Okay.
My gran always called bears Bruins. Well, I remember when I got a new bear when I was little, and she said to me, "What's his name? Bruin?" And I said, "Why would his name be Bruin?" But then I found out.
Okay. Huh. Oh God, I could just thinking about like all the different languages and all the different roots of everything is just it's fascinating and like mind bending. And Kathy, of course, is saying there's also the UCLA Bruins. I believe they're a football.
Boston,
I, are they?
Boston Bruins,
Oh yeah. They
the
they
Boston Bruins.
they
They're
are
the
a.
ice hockey team.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think I don't know what team the UCLA Bruins are because I don't follow sports at all. They are a team that plays a sport. That is about
Well,
all I know.
like I say, I know that the Bruins here in Boston are an ice hockey team.
Okay. Um, so yeah, I think that'll wrap it up for this. I've held
Yeah,
this off as long as I can.
if I may
Yeah.
just say, Josh, if anybody who's tuning into the Torn Book Club today has questions about the party,
Mhm.
they can email partyadmins@theonering.net,
Okay.
or they can leave us a comment on the comment page at the Indiegogo campaign, so the onelastparty.com. Kathy and I both are checking the comment page regularly, and it's easy for us to see if people are unclear about something, they've got a question about something, they want to share a comment. That's the best place to do it. Then we'll see it and respond to it quickly. And it also actually helps us when people comment, because it keeps us up in Indiegogo's ratings, so that
Okay.
people find us in searches of Indiegogo. So we love it if people leave comments, because that helps us in the popularity rating. So if you've got questions, comments, anything you want to share about the party in our last 7 days, then head on over to the Indiegogo campaign and leave a comment on the comment page.
Sounds good. So yeah, everybody do that. Like we were saying earlier, like if you can't actually contribute money, and like even just $1 helps. But
Yeah.
if that's too much, because I totally understand, we're all on tight budgets these days. Just sharing it or even just commenting on the page or anything like that, all of that helps.
Yes, it does.
So So thank you, Kirsten, for coming on and talking about all of this, and thank you, Ava, for
Thank
coming
you.
on, talking with us about all your work, and again, her Thranduil portraits are
Yeah,
available.
big thanks for those. They're
Yeah,
just amazing.
they are available right now for a pledge of $100. Just go to theonelastparty.com and you will find them. And Kathy is saying we have cool lottery prizes for minimum pledges. Um,
We do. We're going to have a couple of really cool items that we're going to be announcing tomorrow.
okay, okay, very cool. So yeah, there's going to be a lot of stuff happening. Like I said, like we were saying, this is the final week for the Indiegogo campaign. This is make or break time. So
Yeah, so pledge, share, send, and we can celebrate together.
yes, all of that. So thank you both for coming on and talking. And I will see everybody else at beginning of February. Again, thank you both immensely for all the amazing work that you guys do. And I will see you all in February, and never stop reading. Bye.
Thanks, Josh.
Bye.